I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. And guys, it's time to go to the Temple of Speed for the Italian Grand Prix at the Circuit de Monza. Guys, a very, very entertaining race indeed, you guys. Though Monza is a slipstream battle for the ages, and it's just really a fun track to drive. A track that is relentless when it comes to mistakes. One mistake can cost you so much, but Monza is always just such a fun track. There's no two ways about it. Monza always provides. Now guys, heading into this weekend, you guys, we have fitted a few upgrades to the car. For this weekend, we are now the second strongest engine on the grid. Guys, Mercedes has got such an OP engine. I think if they don't retire, they're the cars to win this weekend. This is out and out a power circuit, and the Mercedes have got one immensely strong engine package. Guys, looking at the performance chart, you guys can see Mercedes are leaps and bounds ahead of the rest of the grid. Then it's Ferrari in second, Red Bull in third. We in Rich Energy Horse Racing are very slowly but surely catching up to Red Bull, and I think come the end of the season we will definitely, I will at least challenge both Red Bull drivers for 5th place in the Drivers' Championship. Now guys, 5th place is still a Racing Point, 6th is Renault, 7th is Alfa Romeo with McLaren just lacking behind, and 8th, 9th is Rocket Williams Racing, and 10th is brought up by this team of Scuderia Toro Rosso. So guys, heading into this weekend, you guys can see here. Guys, let me just quickly explain what happened there. I was busy with something on my MFD when I just realized the car swerved over to the pit lane side, and I luckily pulled out in time not to hit the rear of the Toro Rosso, but I had a little bit of a big moment there. That was all my fault. That was because I was not paying attention, so that was quite a stupid mistake. Here it's going through the final trip chicane, and yeah, just getting it a little too quick through the exit and bouncing the car over the curb, which it does not like, and I lost the rear end of the car. Like I said, this track really punishes mistakes, but it's high risk, high reward. So guys, let's head to this Italian qualifying, and let's see what the Ferrari engine in the back of our car can provide for us here. Let's go, baby. Let's head to quali.
Practice is all wrapped up as we move into qualifying here at the Autodromo di Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Any moment now, the teams will be heading out onto the track. I was looking at some highlights of previous races here, and the one thing that really stood out to me was the run down to turn 1. It's not an easy one to navigate as everyone is scrapping to get into there first.
It's the scene of many incidents as drivers jostle for position. You have to make a choice between going for it and self-preservation. There's no point in going in hot if you don't come out intact the other side. Even if you're at the front, you will be worrying about the guys behind you.
So guys, here in the pit box, ready for qualifying. Guys, heading into Q1, the only thing we're going to do is going for a 1-lap run. I'm not going to waste 2 sets of tires. This car has definitely got the pace that it showed in practice to get through quali 1 with just 1 set of soft tires. Jeff, just shut up, dude. Guys, he talks too much. Oh my word. Some days he irritates me, other days I need him. Especially in a wet race, then you need Jeff a lot. Then you want him to spam me with messages. But in any case, guys, heading into this weekend, I really wanted to try and go for a top 5 finish. My car had immense pace in practice. Now also let me put it to you guys this way. I use my worn parts through practice. Meaning when I get to qualifying, this car's got more than reliable and stable parts for the engine. So the pace is better because there's no lack of power, no unreliable ERS or anything. It's basically a brand new engine every time I go to qualifying because the engine is like less than I think 30% worn. So heading into qualifying, my pace just gets better. So if I have a good practice with a worn engine, I know qualifying in the race I've got a very competitive car, which is what I love. Heading into Q2, guys, please I remind you guys to follow me on all my social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. You guys know Facebook come the end of the year, it's most probably going to be a viewing platform. I'm really excited for that, so please keep an eye on that. Then furthermore, guys, also please drop a like down below. If you like what you're seeing so far, please drop a like down below. That helps me so much. You guys are the word of mouth. And a like is like, every time I see a like dropped on a video, guys, it just warms my heart. So thank you very much. Guys, heading into Q2, I've strapped on the worn set of soft tires that I use in Q1. Monza, even though it being a low degradation track, the soft tires, they actually had really bad degradation, especially because you work them this hard. The left side of the car, the left tires, left front and left rear, those are the tires that were screaming the most, but it just went about how you drove the car. So I just really needed in the race, as soon as I would get into a rhythm, I know I will be able to manage the tires quite well. But the tires last long around here because it's mostly a straight line speed track. It's just those very tight chicanes and those two sector 2 right-handers that really eat up the left side of the car. So you just really have to drive the car here as smooth as possible and just be a complete rocket ship going down the straights. Guys, heading to the end of Q2, you guys can see we're done with our final run. We are still at 8th place with a worn set of tires, but as the cars, you guys can see I'm in the middle basically. I knew I was going to get knocked out, so just going for a new lap. I barely better my time actually. You guys can see it's just over 2/10. I actually expected a bit more. Okay, there it goes over 3. Oh, I nearly exceed track limits there. That's literally on the limit. So it's not a big better in time, but it gets us through into Q3. My teammate Roman Grosjean skims through on his butt skin. That is so close. And guys, by the way, tire strategy meant nothing in qualifying because it's going to be a wet race the entire Grand Prix. So yeah, I didn't care about tires. I wanted to try and go for mediums that second run to give myself the optimal strategy to start the race on mediums and go on to softs at the end of the race. But I just remembered in Q2, oh yeah, it's a wet race, so what's the point? Let's just be safe rather than sorry and get the car into Q3. Guys, heading here for our first run in Q3. Guys, I have to be honest, the AI in Q3, it's as if they go from a single turbo to a twin turbo kit. The AI are highly competitive in Q3. So for all of you guys that I would say have gotten the game a little bit later than the rest of us, remember, if you get into Q3, be ready to go balls to the wall and drive flat out. Because the AI in Q3, they easily take off 2-3 tenths off of their fastest time in Q1 and Q2. And anybody who knows F1, anybody who's anybody, knows 3 tenths from one quali session to the next is a lot. And if you're still running the same pace, you're gonna get spanked really hard. So just be aware of that for those of you guys that's picking up the game a little bit late. Q3, the AI are much stronger than in Q1 and Q2. I would say Q2, they're already much stronger than in Q3, but than in Q1. But when you get to Q3, damn man, it's literally as if they've got brand new engines, improved aero, everything is just 19.6. Thank you, Jeff. Tip-top shape. But yeah, you guys can see I'm currently 7th once again on a worn set of soft tires. I'm lying. I went out on a brand new set of soft tires. I'm going to use another new set now, but I knew there were a few places in the previous lap that I could better on. So guys, let's head around Monza so you guys can see this brilliant temple of speed. Guys, almost 350 kilometers an hour heading into the first corner, braking all the way down to second gear. Get the car to first gear for the second part of the chicane. Slowly increase the throttle as you come out of the first chicane. Now heading onto this constant right bend. Guys, I can't remember the names of the Monza circuit. I promise you guys, come season 2, I will know the names of the tracks better, especially the tracks that have got cool circuit names. Guys, heading into the second chicane, second gear, third gear, bounce the car over the curbs. Don't be scared of the curbs in these modern F1 cars. The suspension can handle it, especially if you're on 1 or 2 softness suspension. Heading into the first one of the right-handers and into the second one, fourth gear, go over the curb on the inside and run onto the curb onto the outside. Now, DRS open, flat out down the hill as we go into the final trip chicane. Guys, the speed of this track is just absolutely amazing. Heading into the final trip chicane, fourth gear, over the curb, get the car turned in fifth gear, bounce the car a little bit over the inside curb, then just miss the third curb, otherwise the car will get thrown and you will oversteer. It's a very sensitive curb at high speed. Guys, going into the final hairpin, parabolica, down to fourth gear, get the car to turn in, down over into fifth gear, and now put on the throttle. Have a little bit of force, the car will spin, but just control the spin. And heading down to the line, we are going to be in P!
Qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top 3. Hamilton, Bottas and Charles Leclerc. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Well done. Very solid results. You're looking good for the race.
Those Mercedes are OP. Charles Leclerc was 3/10 away from Hamilton. Yeesh, good luck for Ferrari trying to win their home Grand Prix this weekend. But guys, let's head to the Italian Grand Prix. Viva Monza!
The Italians love their cars and they love their racing. And of course, they love it here at Monza. Home race for Ferrari, of course, who've had 18 wins here since 1950. But you know, there's not been so much luck for the locals in the cockpit recently. The last Italian driver to win this race was back in 1966. So what now? I think it's time to make some more history here today. With the rain coming down here at the 3.6-mile Monza circuit, the low drag setups preferred by most teams could cause them some problems in today's Grand Prix. So watch out for cars struggling for grip around Parabolica, the last and most demanding of this track's 11 corners. Joining us today to oversee all the thrills and spills, it's Anthony Davidson. And great to see you. How are you feeling about the race today, and how are the circuit conditions from what you've seen?
Well, the surface looks clean enough, but I'm a little bit worried about the track temperature. It's pretty cool out there, which could give some teams difficulties when it comes to keeping their tyres in the right operating window. The cars out there that work their tyres hard and really put a lot of energy through them, they'll be the ones that are better off.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Vettel, O'Connor and Faber, Perez, Gasly, Grosjean and Daniel Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Antonio Giovinazzi and Russell. Norris, Verstappen, they've taken a grid penalty. Robert Kubica and Alexander Albon. Kvyat and Devon Butler starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix. Let's give them a race worth watching.
And that is the idea, to give them a race worth watching, guys. A full wet race, heavy rain but on intermediate tyres, so this is really going to be a challenge. But guys, please jam with me on the formation lap and let's see what we can do for this Italian Grand Prix. I am very, very excited.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please.
Guys on the grid, ready for the Italian Grand Prix. It is soaking wet, but we are going to have to pull out some sort of miracle, guys. I don't think we're going to be able to challenge the 2 Mercedes, maybe the 2 Ferraris, but let's see what happens. 5 red lights, and it's go, go, go for the Italian Grand Prix. You guys can see everybody is struggling to get over the line due to the wet weather. The cars just spin and spin and spin. When they get into the first corner, you guys can see the 2 Mercedes block off the Ferraris. But remember, guys, it's not Hamilton in the championship fight. It is actually Valtteri Bottas. Hamilton so far has had one of the worst seasons I've ever seen him had. So really, Hamilton needs a big bounce back, and winning here on Ferrari's home soil, I think, is what Hamilton needs to get himself back just into the confidence. Guys, heading through the constant right bend. For the first time, guys, it's Hamilton leading the way from his teammate Valtteri Bottas, and in third place, I think it's actually Charles Leclerc and not Sebastian Vettel. You guys see in the background there, I'm fighting with Vettel. Jumping back to my POV, guys, for my start. You guys can see I got a reasonable good launch over the line. I covered the wheel spin quite good. My F2 teammate Lucas Weber is trying to go up the inside of me. I get blocked in. There's nowhere I can go. You guys can see I just follow Charles Leclerc as we head through the first chicane, and Vettel runs a bit wide where I get the drive out of the corner. So now it's Ferrari engine v Ferrari engine, Haas v Ferrari, and I'm sure the fans here in Italy are not liking what they're seeing at this stage. The 2 Mercedes cars have been dominant all weekend thanks to that extremely good engine package they've got on the rear of that car. And at this stage, you guys can see Vettel is trying everything to get past me, but I am just keeping my car parked on the apex and defending like a madman. Guys, we are into P4. I don't think we're going to keep this position long from Vettel. I immediately saw these Ferraris had exceptional pace. Not as good as the Mercedes, but still much better pace than what I had. So there was still a lot of work to be done. You guys can see I'm still getting used to the grip levels. I went wide, they're going through the second right-hander in the second sector, and Vettel just got the perfect run out of there. He was easing back a bit, which was the right strategy to go with. You guys can see into the triple chicane. Vettel takes back P4, and now he's going to chase after his teammate, which, wow. How on earth did the 2 Mercedes and Charles Leclerc get away so much? Guys, it's the 2 Racing Points and my teammate coming after me. Oh my word! It's Racing Point v Haas. Oh my soul, heading into Parabolica for the first time, guys. It is Lucas Weber right behind me, followed by his teammate Sergio Perez, and then followed by my teammate Roman Grosjean. Grosjean, help me! Oh my word! Pink versus black and gold. Well, pink and blue versus black and gold. Oh my soul, heading down the home straight for the very second time, guys. Into the corner, I have to be light onto the brakes to defend from Lucas Weber. I defend the position now, but at this stage, actually, I need to try and help my teammate get past these 2 Racing Point cars, guys. Remember, in wet weather, there is no DRS allowed, so you have to overtake with true car pace and speed. So in the rain, it's all about the driver. You guys can see I have a terrible exit coming out of the second chicane. It's side by side myself and Lucas Weber, and what happened there? Guys, I gave Lucas so much space there. Where the hell did he go? Decided, oh, I want to be a rally driver. Yay! Okay, that was weird. But okay, guys, now it's officially 2 Haas cars versus Sergio Perez. So now we can do a little bit of a teammate strategy plan here, guys. I'm going to try and pull out of the slipstream of Perez and try and slipstream my teammate so he can actually get past Perez, because the Haas really needs the points to catch up back up to Red Bull. And at this stage, we're leading both Red Bulls, as you guys can see. Pierre Gasly is right there in the background. Max Verstappen started way further back, I think, thanks to a penalty. So we need to focus today on getting the biggest jump on the 2 Red Bulls. As you guys see, there's a little bit of Ferrari front wing there lying in the road. It's either Ferrari or Alfa Romeo. They are the only red cars on the grid. And you guys can see my teammate got past Sergio Perez. But what I forgot was, now he's going to go after me. Okay, come on, Roman. Be a nice teammate. Be a nice teammate. You're not being a nice teammate! Leave me alone, bro. Oh my word, heading into the first corner, guys. I need to be so gentle into the corner with this wet weather, guys. These cars understeer and oversteer so easily, it's not even funny. But coming out of the exit, I get a nice little gap on my teammate. And as you guys see, at some stage, Perez actually overtook my teammate. And now Pierre Gasly with his Red Bull is starting to get into this fight. So we really have to be on... Sorry for that, my tongue twisted and I forgot what I wanted to say. We really have to be vigilant this Grand Prix. As you guys saw, there was a little bit of a scrabble there with my teammate and Perez. Perez got the worst of it. My teammate is back up into P6, and now it's Perez and Gasly fighting for P7. With Kevin Magnussen, it is Renault quickly catching from behind, guys. If you guys missed the previous episode of Spa, guys, the first driver transfers of the season took place. Just quickly to let you guys run through what happened. Carlos Sainz was dropped by McLaren. They hired Butler, and in Butler's place, who drove for Renault, they got in the guy's place I took at the beginning of the season, Kevin Magnussen. So Sainz is gone. Butler went to McLaren, and Kevin Magnussen is back in Formula 1 driving for the Renault car, for Renault. And so far, he's really making that Renault work. Guys, as you see, we run through the top 10. It is Lewis Hamilton leading the way from Valtteri Bottas. Then Charles Leclerc in third. Sebastian Vettel in fourth, myself in fifth. Then it's my teammate Romain Grosjean in sixth. Okay, we'll make that Pierre Gasly in sixth. My teammate Romain Grosjean is in seventh, but they are battling away. Eighth place is Sergio Perez, with ninth place Kevin Magnussen, and 10th place is also, there's a battle in the background. It's at this stage it's the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Raikkonen, but it can very quickly become Daniel Ricciardo's Renault. But I think at this stage it is going to stay Kimi, who's got to get the exit out of the first corner. It is Kimi Raikkonen. That is your top 10, guys. Heading on to lap 8, lap 8, guys. It's the battle for P8 at this stage, because wait. For P8, P9, I'm not sure. But in any case, guys, you guys will know I just lost myself there. It is still Perez fighting away with Pierre Gasly, and now Kevin Magnussen has started to join the fight, while me and my teammate have started to build a little bit of a gap towards these guys, which we really need cover the pit stop phases. Unfortunately, these intermediate tires will not last till the end of the Grand Prix, so there is going to be at least one pit stop for every single driver, guys. And finally, I think Valtteri Bottas has got comfortable with the car and the conditions, and now he is chasing after Lewis Hamilton for the lead of the Grand Prix. Remember, guys, Valtteri is in the championship fight with Sebastian Vettel, who at this stage is leading the championship, so Valtteri really has to get a good result here today. He's already got to finish ahead of Vettel, but I think a win would go much further than a second place. There's a 7-point difference come second place and first place, but guys, Hamilton is defending like a madman. He really needs to bounce back. Heading on to lap 11, guys, you guys can see my teammate has caught up to the rear end of me, and he has dragged along Sergio Perez, who is also dragging along Pierre Gasly. So this is really quickly going to become a 4-car fight. I can see, you guys can see Romain Grosjean is going for the move, heading into the Parabolica, and now he's on the outside. I defend the inside. I get my tires to cool off a bit. One problem that I actually had, guys, and I think it's not just me, I think a few drivers had this problem. The tires, the intermediate tires, if you stayed on that little, I would say, dry patch on the racing line, the tires would tend to overheat really quickly, especially in sector 2. So it wasn't the worst thing to pull out onto the water and cool down the tires in the straights. So with defending, the AI actually helped me to cool off my tires. So it was I would say a win-lose-win situation. It's not a win-win, a win-lose-win. I win because my tires cool off, I lose because I might lose a position, and then I win again because I can defend the position. So yeah, if you can follow me what I meant there, you're a cool person. Guys, heading into the pit stop phases, Valtteri Bottas is the first one of the two Mercedes cars to blink, so you guys can clearly see Mercedes is putting Valtteri ahead of Lewis when it comes to strategy, because Valtteri is in the championship fight. Let's see if Valtteri can make those intermediates work and undercut his teammate here in Italy. That was also one of the Ferrari's pity, guys. I think it was Sebastian Vettel, and most probably was. I think Ferrari would prioritize Sebastian instead of Leclerc. You guys see right behind me was Sergio Perez, who at a stage overtook my teammate. Now I'm into the pit lane trying to just keep my 5th position. So yeah, guys, I felt the top 5 was really on the cards this weekend. I was going to defend most of the race because, like I told you guys in my review video with the summer break, the AI are immensely OP in the wet weather. So you really have to drive good to compete against the AI. And sometimes they are just relentless in the wet. So yeah, guys, by the way, Lucas Weber was having the comeback drive of his life, so he was really driving good. And now we're heading back to the leader of the Grand Prix. Lewis frickin' Hamilton comes into the pit lane on lap 14, 1 lap later than his teammate, followed in by Charles Leclerc. Let's see if Lewis is going to come out ahead of his teammate Valtteri Bottas. There's Lewis. Guys, Valtteri's only round in Parabolica right now, so I don't think Valtteri is going to get this done. But you never say never in F1. Anything and everything can happen in this motorsport. In this sport, I nearly said this motorsport. Oh my word, guys! Here you guys can see Hamilton exits the pit lane, but Valtteri is coming onto him very quickly. But guys, Lewis has got the position defended successfully. But now Lewis is on ice cold tires, and Valtteri's tires will definitely be at least up to temperature. So let's see what happens here, guys. You guys can see this is the rest of the grid coming into the pit lane. The people I'm fighting. This is Gasly, ahead of him is Kevin Magnussen, Sergio Perez and my teammate have come into the pit lane. And actually Sergio Perez jumps these guys quite big actually. And guys, we are now heading down the home straight to see what we can do, guys. There's my car. I'm going to pass my teammate, but I think just like Hamilton did to Bottas, Perez has done to me, and I think I've just lost my P5 position to Sergio Perez. Damn it! Oh man, guys, I knew as soon as they got ahead of me, they would run away with it because they are just that strong in the wet. So, guys, we're fighting for P6. That sucks. Oh boy, this is not good. This is not good, guys. One of the people in the championship fight, Valtteri Bottas, has had some sort of failure, and that is a sight that Valtteri would hate to see. The two Ferrari cars getting past him. Oh my word, Valtteri is out of the Italian Grand Prix, and now it is Ferrari just to laugh. I don't think they even care that Hamilton will win now. They just got to sit back and take the points for the constructors, and Vettel is going to extend his championship lead. It is horrible news for Valtteri Bottas. Guys, now you guys can see it's myself battling away with PA Gasly. Guys, that Red Bull is so strong in sector 2, it's not even funny. I am strong in sector 1 and 3, and that's what you guys can see. I just easily overtake him before we even get to turn 1. So, I was really just trying to keep that Red Bull behind me because still P6 is still P6, and I needed to try and get my teammate to pass him because Max Verstappen was absolutely nowhere in this Grand Prix. So if we could both finish ahead of both Red Bulls, that would be excellent for the championship. For you, I would basically say I don't think we're going to catch Red Bull in the constructors for P3. You never know, anything is possible, but that's a long shot. But I want to end ahead of both Red Bulls when it comes to the end of the season. I can see my cars really quickly catching up with pace, so that is my goal come the end of the season. And you guys see I did block off Gasly a bit, and now my teammate is pouncing on the Red Bull of PA Gasly. They are side by side heading into the first corner, and it's my teammate on the outside who's going to have the inside for the second part of the chicane. He bounces his car over the curbs, which is not actually ideal, but it's a drag race now through the constant right-hander heading into the second chicane. Is it going to be Romain Grosjean or PA Gasly? The two Frenchmen are fighting away side by side heading into the second chicane. I think my teammate has got the legs with our brilliant engine in the back of this Haas car. Oh, it's a little bit of a tight squeeze through there, but they are still side by side. But Gasly's going to have the inside for this first right-hander in the second sector, and my teammate actually hangs around the outside in the wet weather. Grosjean, you excellent little son of a gun. Man, that was a move and a half. And now Kimi Räikkönen is in this fight with Kevin Magnussen. Oh my word. Gasly is going to get swamped by another Italian team, the Alfa Romeo Racing team. And Gasly has lost 2 positions in 2 corners and might even lose a third one before we get to the end of the lap, thanks to Kevin Magnussen in that Renault. And guys, even look there, Lucas Weber has caught up to the back of this group. So Lucas Weber has driven a fantastic comeback drive. Man, guys, it's 3-1 heading into Parabolico. What's happening to Gasly? Lucas Weber goes up the inside, and it's now Kevin Magnussen trying to mount a move. This is excellent news for Rich Energy Haas Racing. Max Verstappen is absolutely nowhere, and freaking Pierre Gasly is getting swamped by all of the midfield runners. I'm sure Christian Horner is ripping his hair out of his skull at this stage. Guys, look at Magnussen. He's going after Lucas Weber, going into the first corner. It's side by side, guys, but I think Magnussen actually has front wing damage. He does. His right front end plate is actually missing, so somewhere in the second stint, Magnussen made contact with someone. But guys, Gasly loses 4 positions in less than 1 lap. But guys, come to the end of the Grand Prix, it is Lewis Hamilton who takes his first win in quite a while, and I think that's the confidence booster that Hamilton needed. Charles Leclerc comes home for Scuderia Ferrari in second place, Sebastian Vettel in third. So it's 2 of the Tifosi cars on the podium, all the way from Maranello. But guys, we are going to come home in P5 thanks to the retirement of Valtteri Bottas. So where we started, we are going to finish. But we have made it a brilliant weekend for our engine supplier Ferrari, and we're going to come across the line and take P5 here at Monza. Let's go, baby!
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
And who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
For me, it's Kimi Räikkönen, someone who definitely doesn't get enough attention for how well he performs out on the track.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari continued to extend the gap at the top of the table. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. Judging from today's race, it must be pretty hard to fend off Devon when he wants to pass. You're surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you? Did you feel comfortable in the wet weather today? You had a close battle today, didn't you? Appreciate your time.
Guys, what an Italian Grand Prix. I think the race would have been a little bit more exciting if it was a dry race. But guys, no complaints from my side. What a Grand Prix. Oh my soul. Guys, I enjoyed every second of this Grand Prix. Even though the car was sliding around on the rear end, it was understeering almost into every corner because of the low downforce setup that we ran in qualifying. But we don't care. It was a fantastic, fantastic Grand Prix, and I really enjoyed every single second of that.
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm looking for. Keep it up.
Thanks, Emma. For once, you are not being a cold-hearted woman. But guys, this has been one excellent Grand Prix, and I can't lie, guys. I am just looking forward to the second half of the season. Oh, there's a few tracks that are hard on my heart, but you know what? We're going to take them head on and see what we can do. But guys, that has been this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, hit the subscribe. Don't forget to ding the bell. And please don't forget to share with your friends. You guys will always be notified when you hit that bell. So please, hit the bell to never miss a future TurboFox race episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Cheers!